This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 23rd day of August in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The Rose Hall town in Berbice has been plunged into mourning with the double murder of a woman and her son. The bodies of Melissa Arokiam and her son Anthony Arokiam were found in their Rose Hall home this midday with multiple chop wounds. The bodies were discovered by a brother of the dead woman, who immediately raised an alarm. The police commander in the area, Senior Superintendent Shiv Prasad Bacchus, told news source that a full investigation has been launched and the suspect is being sought. He said details of the probe cannot be released at this time. Friends and family members of the woman believe that she was attacked around mid-morning or just before midday. She was reportedly in correspondence with a number of persons via WhatsApp earlier in the day. Friends of the woman are also remembering her on social media as a fun-loving person who was a proud mother who enjoyed spending time with her young son. The police said the woman is believed to be in her early 30s, while the son is below the age of 12. More news coming up in a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Guyana, the International Building Expo is back. The advances made in the housing, construction, and infrastructure sector is everyone's business. Come down to the Guyana National Stadium from Thursday, August 24th through Sunday, August 27th and get a glimpse of the latest in building techniques. Interact with service providers in the sector and financial institutions. Make it a family affair and bring the kids too. Enjoy free entry during our grand opening night on August 24th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Admission fee applies after 8 p.m. Gates open at 11 a.m. daily from August 25th to 27th. Admission easy. Adults $500 and kids under 12 free.
I love this place. Oh no, welcome to Building Expo.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that my crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, and 9 students for the 2023-2024 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 613-4806.
strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 2260-415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Welcome back. Declaring that the government will not walk away from sugar workers and the sugar industry, President Irfan Ali today declared that his administration is prepared to bring in experts from Guatemala and India to help with the management of the state-owned Guyana Sugar Corporation, Guysuco.
We are talking with India, with Guatemala, to find the technical support service to complement the management of Guysuco. We are bringing in support management that would enable us to have the best, most well-equipped management service to drive the innovation, the change, and the survival of the sugar industry.
The president delivered an address this morning at the opening ceremony of the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union 22nd Delegates Conference. The conference opened at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Over the past 3 years, the current administration has injected more than $17 billion into the sugar industry and the sugar company, with the aim of recapitalizing the industry and getting it back to a state of profitability. Although it appears like a long shot following several years of decline, the president said more investments will still be made in the sugar sector.
In 3 years, my friends, you spent $17 billion to recapitalize the sugar industry. We have spent $8.8 billion in Rosal. We have re-employed almost 2,000 employees, added back to the payroll. 1,100 at Rosal alone. The Rosal factory is 95% completed.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Sugar Corporation, Saish Narayan Singh, told the opening of the Gabu conference that the Rose Hall Sugar Estate will be reopened on the 23rd of September. The Rose Hall Estate was among the estates closed under the previous government as part of their restructuring plan.
His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali charged the leadership in 2020 of the sugar industry, October 2020 to be precise, to start reopening sugar mills that were closed in 2017 and beyond. I am proud to announce, with the financial and technical support from the government of Guyana and under the leadership of Dr. Ali and the support of our Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Zulfikar Mustafa, we've started the process with the reopening now of Rose Hall Estate, which is tentatively set to reopen on September 23rd, 2023.
The Guysuco CEO also told the conference that last year Guysuco introduced an improved personal performance incentive scheme aimed at increasing productivity and simultaneously improving socioeconomic livelihoods of workers. It is hoped that with that and other measures, including the reopening of the Rose Hall Estate, the corporation will be able to boost production sooner. If Guysuco meets its production target this year, it could earn in excess of $12 billion. The Sugar Corporation has set itself an ambitious production target of 60,000 tons for this year. But 8 months into the year, only 10,000 tons of sugar have been produced so far. The Sugar Corporation has set itself an ambitious production target of 60,000 tons for this year. But 8 months into the year, only 10,000 tons of sugar has been produced so far. Still Still with that Gawu conference, let's tell you now that the General Secretary of the International Union of Food, Agricultural, Hotel, Restaurant, Catering, Tobacco and Allied Workers Associations, Sue Longley, has flagged the increasing use of contract workers in Guyana, even as she lobbied those in the budding oil and gas sector to become unionized. Longley, who was the first female General Secretary of the IUF, was among the guest speakers at today's opening of the Gawu 22nd Delegates Conference at the Arthur Chung Convention Center. She said the international union body has received complaints about the excessive use of contract workers here in Guyana.
Globally, I think we have to be very honest about this. We are seeing a pushback on workers' rights. Sometimes it's direct repression. Sometimes it's more subtle. And I've heard in the past couple of days here in Guyana about the impact of increasing use of contract labor, short-term precarious contracts, and how these undermine us as trade unions, how they make it harder for us to recruit and to organize workers into unions.
And Longley also made that case for workers operating in the oil and gas sector to get unionized. She said as Guyana continues to experience unprecedented economic growth, questions remain as to when the benefits will be filtered down to Guyanese workers.
For us as trade unions, the best way to ensure this is through workers being organized into unions who bargain fair wages and conditions. So we welcome the government's commitments to the trade union movement, and we welcome, Mr. President, your presence here today. However, as the Global Union for Workers in Hospitality, we are particularly concerned that these new jobs that are being created at this very minute will be good jobs, union jobs, and jobs for the future.
The International Union official also said the International Union body will work with its affiliates in Guyana to ensure that a new oil wealth is equitably distributed and that traditional sectors like agriculture are protected. It was noted the IUF will work with Gawu also to defend the rights of the working class across sectors. And alluding to the theme for the 22nd Delegates Congress, advancing workers' rights, economic progress, and social justice, Ms. Longley said if unions do not have a strong presence in the labor ministry, it would be unable to effectively defend workers and advance their rights. Meanwhile, the president of the Federation of Independent Trade Unions of Guyana, Carville Duncan, in his deliberations spoke of the work of Gawu in cultivating new leaders within the union.
Gawu believed that in order for the trade union movement to transform itself, to face the challenges that are forthcoming, that education becomes a pivotal factor in everything we do. And how we can achieve that is that we have to ensure that we prepare the young leaders to take over and to carry on the struggle.
And Gawu's president, Sipol Narain, in his address said since the change in administration in August of 2020, workers in Guyana, particularly those in the sugar industry, have been treated equally and fairly. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar.
Would you like to study medicine in Guyana? Admissions are open for Doctor of Medicine. Contact us on the numbers to learn more on how you can get started today. You can also visit our website to see all other opportunities available.
Did you know that John Lewis Styles carries back-to-school items? Besides clothing and footwear, you can also get lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, and pulley backpacks from $10,995, all for the same price or less than buying online, and it's already here. Also, get a chance to win one RCA tablet every week in August. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend. That's 4 tablets you can Google homework with. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Guyana, the International Building Expo is back. The advances made in the housing, construction, and infrastructure sector is everyone's business. Come down to the Guyana National Stadium from Thursday, August 24th through Sunday, August 27th and get a glimpse of the latest in building techniques. Interact with service providers in the sector and financial institutions. Make it a family affair and bring the kids too. Enjoy free entry during our grand opening night on August 24th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Admission fee applies after after 8 p.m. Gates open at 11 a.m. daily from August 25th to 27th. Admission easy. Adults $500 and kids under 12 free.
I love this place. Guyana. Oh no, welcome to Building Expo.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The president of the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, C. Paul Narine, has confirmed that the week-long protest which gripped the sugar belt in Berbice will be called off, following an agreement to no longer transfer those workers to the Rose Hall Sugar Estate, which is slated to be reopened next month. The sugar workers who were protesting were initially employed at the Rose Hall Estate, but after the closure of that estate in 2017, many of them were transferred to the Albion and Blairmont estates, while others opted for a severance payout. With the reopening of the Rose Hall estate imminent, those workers believed that they were going to be sent back to Rose Hall. If that was the case, they were contending that they needed a severance package like their colleagues who did not take up employment at Blairmont and Albion estates. Mr. Narine told news sources this afternoon that as it is right now, there has been an agreement not to transfer the workers to Rose Hall, and so he expects that the strike will be called off completely. He said the workers were concerned that they were being sent back, and since that is no longer on the table, the strike will be called off. Narine, who is currently seeking re-election as president of GAWU at its ongoing Congress, also told news sources that the demand of the workers for severance will also now be scrapped. He said the Sugar Union and Guy Suko met and decided on a way forward. The week-long protest in Berbice has set back the already poor production of Guy Suko. The Blairmont estate has so far produced 773 tons of its projected 890-ton target, while the Albion estate has produced just over 900 tons of its projected 1,400-ton target. The opposition Alliance for Change continues to deny that the former APNU-AFC government granted a one-year extension to the ExxonMobil-led consortium for the petroleum prospecting license covering the Stabroek block. Among other things, the Ministry of Natural Resources in a statement yesterday said that the former government also approved the one-year extension for the Kanji and Kaitro blocks. But in a response today, the AFC described the arrangements as a conditional one and said no such extension was ever granted. But even if that extension was granted for COVID-19 activities, the AFC says it wants to know, how can the government now extend the Exxon license yet again for the same reason? The Alliance for Change said the impression is given by the PP civic government that the Granger-led administration granted an extension in July of 2020. The party said that was not the case, and it was a conditional process to recalibrate or deduct time after a review. The Ministry of Natural Resources sought to drill its point by noting that the extension granted by the PP civic government is different to the ones granted previously. The AFC says the government's relationship with Exxon is undoubtedly incestuous at this stage. The party said that a letter which was issued by former President David Granger never said that 3 years must elapse to determine whether an adjustment is warranted, but it provides for a quarterly assessment to determine any adjustments. Well, in a step up from previous attempts to smuggle marijuana into the prisons, 2 persons were nabbed in separate smuggling attempts and will now face the courts on marijuana trafficking and smuggling charges. In one incident, there was an attempt to smuggle marijuana into one of the prisons in the soles of slippers, while another person attempted to smuggle marijuana in toothpaste tubes. In a statement, the prison service said the items were discovered when 2 persons on 2 separate days turned up at the prison headquarters to deliver items for their relatives in the jail. On Monday, a woman identified as Shannon Chichester arrived at the prison headquarters with several tubes of toothpaste for an inmate. Upon examination of the tubes, a quantity of marijuana leaves, stems, and seeds were discovered in the tubes. The woman was arrested by the police. Then on Tuesday, a man identified as Eon Jordan was arrested when he attempted to smuggle more than 200 grams of marijuana, leaves, stems, and seeds into the prison in the false bottom of slippers. He was arrested by the police and will face charges also. The prison service said the director of prisons, Nicklin Elliott, noted that smuggling contraband into a correctional facility is a felony that has serious consequences. He's also issued a call on prison officers and civilians to recognize the dangers of the contraband trade and the attempts to smuggle prohibited items into jailhouses.
Would you like to study medicine in Guyana? Admissions are open for Doctor of Medicine. Contact us on the numbers to learn more on how you can get started today. You can also visit our website to see all other opportunities available.
Did you know Guy Oil's ultra-low sulfur diesel, ULSD, contains less than 0.0001% sulfur? That's significantly less than regular diesel. By using ULSD, you're helping to reduce harmful emissions that can negatively impact the environment and your health. ULSD provides better fuel economy and engine performance thanks to its advanced formulation. When refueling your diesel vehicle, choose Guy Oil's ULSD for a cleaner, more efficient ride.
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey.
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? You know, I just pay my bills using MMG, you know?
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait. I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. Bermuda's Minister of National Security, Michael Weeks, is urging citizens there to remain vigilant as the region enters the peak months for hurricane activity. Weeks said the territory has no room for complacency, given that this year's hurricane season is forecast to be above normal level of activity, with 14 to 21 named storms and between 2 and 5 major hurricanes. There has been 9 storms and 1 hurricane thus far. In a statement, the minister said Preparedness is key to safeguarding families and the island. He said as the island approaches what is historically the most active part of the hurricane season, it is important for citizens to prepare by securing their homes and properties. He said the island's resilience depends on the collective readiness of citizens. The hurricane season is expected to peak in mid-September. Argentina's economic activity fell 4.4% in June from a year earlier, the country's official statistics agency said on Wednesday, below the expectations of a poll of a 4% drop. Reuters in a report said the country's economy has been severely hit by poor performance in the agricultural sector, which registered a 40.4% drop year on year, according to INDEC data. The South American nation is one of the world's largest exporters of grains, but crops suffered what has been called the worst drought in 60 years over recent months. The impact of the poor performance of the agriculture sector is especially strong, and economists said. Analysts, however, suggested the country might see some improvement in the second half of the year as the agriculture space begins to recover from the prolonged drought amid rains. And finally tonight, international news. Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin was on a plane that crashed in western Russia, according to the country's aviation authority. BBC in a report said his name was on the list of those declared as traveling on board the plane, along with key Wagner commander Dmitry Utkin. The Russian Emergencies Ministry said that the private aircraft came down near the village of Kuzenkino, killing all on board. The Russian ministry says the jet was flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg and that 10 people were on board. 10 bodies have been found at the crash site, according to state media. Prigozhin has been keeping a low public profile since heading his short-lived mutiny in June, which lasted only 24 hours. He last appeared in a video earlier this week, which was said to have been recorded in an unspecified location in Africa. The Wagner mercenary group was founded in 2014 and was highly active in the Ukraine war until the June mutiny.
And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.